Never just handed ever. The only girl I've ever handed that much money to is the mother of my children that's upstairs. You're tripping.
Just handed ever. The only girl I've ever handed that much money to is the mother of my children that's upstairs. You're tripping.
What's good? It's your girl, Miss Bars, back with another video. I am about to read The Queen of Lies Part 3. But before I get started, you know I gotta introduce Jay Colombo. I hope you have enjoyed his song, and I hope you comment below if you like the song. Alright, so here's a little clip of Jay Colombo.
I don't mess with y'all. All I wanna do is drown in alcohol. Y'all love speaking on my downfall. When y'all ain't compete with me at all. Quarantine ain't nothing new, I've been on my own. No, I drink booze, drinking strong. Love being on my own. That never changed. I love myself so much, now got time for these games. Oh, like I said, there's only one of me. No human can compare to me. You to watch and see.
You ate too, you crazy for this one.
I don't y'all. Y'all love praying on my downfall. Don't expect to hear from me at all.
Si no confías a mí, tus hondos pensamientos. Si vos sabes que yo te supe comprender en todos los momentos.
Okay, and that was Jay Colombo in the building. Make sure y'all go show him some love and support. Okay? Now let's get into part 3. Let's get into it. The Queen of Lies. The day that I left Clay, I knew in my heart that it was really over this time. I refused to let him make a fool of me again. I was in the back of the Uber listening to some music to try to calm my nerves. A text came in. A family member of Clay's texted me and said, "I'm so sorry for everything. You have done so much for our family." I told Clay I didn't feel right about letting you be by yourself in a new city. Forgive me if you feel like I haven't been myself. I haven't been the person I was. I didn't ask for this life. It was handed to me. I told her I was done. She could take her new life and shove it. And then I blocked her. I booked me a hotel in a city 2 hours away from my apartment. I didn't want to run into any of them. Plus, the Uber ride was on his girlfriend's tab. Not only was the account connected to the rides, the account was also connected to a food ordering app. Clay told me I could charge the bank account on file whenever I needed a ride. He also attached the account to my Uber Eats, just in case I ever ran out of grocery money. I saw a homeless person with a sign asking for food. While riding, I rolled down my window and gave him $10. I thought to myself, maybe I should order food for a lot of homeless people on their tab. I ordered chicken, waffles, and about 20 pizzas. I Googled the address to a local homeless shelter and then called them to let them know the food was coming. The woman who answered the phone was so thankful. I ordered $353 worth of Taco Bell. I laughed a little every time I added a new item to the cart for order. I called the store and told them to give the food I ordered to the customers. It was a gift. The manager got on the phone and thanked me. Little did he know, he should be thanking my ex-boyfriend and his new girlfriend. I knew it was petty. I knew it was a petty move, but I was acting out of anger. I guess Clay got an alert letting him know what I was doing. He called me from an unknown number screaming. I hung up. He texted me, "You really using this much money on Uber Eats, kid? I hope you enjoy." I told him to leave me the f*** alone and consider it a charity. I had so much anger and hate in my heart that I knew if I saw any of them, I would be fighting again. Clay called me multiple times from different numbers before I got to the hotel. He texted again. This time it was a very long text. "Do you really think I'm going to leave you? You're the realest girl I ever been with." Just had to act like that in front of her. "You know I would never leave you out here alone." I ignored the text. And then he said, "If you want space, I will leave you alone. But don't ever think for 1 second you can't depend on me." I took care of that eviction with my own money. I paid it so you can stay the rest of the lease. Shorty knows. I told her you were my best friend, and if she couldn't accept the arrangement, I was leaving. She told me as long as I don't make her look stupid and everything is low-key, you can stay. But she wants an apology from you for assaulting her. Please just call her and apologize, princess. The number is 687-485 blank 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 6. Shit is all taken care of. That is still your place until I figure out a new situation for us. Please give me time. I know that I can get her to accept what we have. I love you, princess. Forgive me and go ahead and take some time to yourself. The door is open when you are ready. I rolled my eyes and powered off my phone. I arrived to the hotel and checked in. I slept for a few hours. When I woke up and powered my phone on, I had 28 voicemails. 28. Clay was always persistent when it came to getting what he wanted. But excessive calling was a bit much. I called my phone company and changed my number. After I changed my number, I knew that Clay was going to have a mental breakdown when he called and realized what I did. I expected for him to be driving around the city looking for me. I was laying on my bed scrolling through my phone. About an hour went by and I began to feel sad again. I couldn't help but think about Clay. I felt so damn stupid. Why was I still thinking about a man that I knew was no good for me? I ended up checking his social media accounts. I also remembered that I had access to his email account. Why not read his emails? I was bored and he was on my mind. I began to read his emails and saw nothing out of the ordinary. I must admit, I had no idea Clay was making so much money. I saw multiple contracts from brand deals. I also saw an offer for him and his girlfriend to be on a popular TV show. I started to understand why Clay had a hard time leaving her. I had to be honest with myself. If I was Clay, I wouldn't leave her either. Shit. He got to mingle with celebrities, was invited to exclusive events, got brand deals, jewelry, cars, and much more. He benefited so much from her. I began to scroll and scan his emails. I scrolled so much I came across old emails from months ago. Some even a year ago. One email in particular caught my attention because I saw his best friend name. So I clicked on it and began reading. I immediately wished I never saw what I saw. After I realized what it was a fucking plan to use and plot on his girlfriend. My mouth dropped. My heart sunk. It couldn't be true. I knew that Clay was money hungry, and I agreed that it was okay for him to be around this girl for clout and make money. However, I had no idea he was planning a romantic relationship with her from the beginning. And his family and friends were in on it. This man had been lying to me the whole time. I took a screenshot of the email and logged out. After reading that email, I knew I had to get the hell out of that city and away from him. I booked my flight and planned to go to my old apartment and pick up a few things. The plan was to leave it all behind and be independent. But after thinking about everything I left, I realized I forgot my bracelet that my nana gave me before she passed. It was very sentimental. I valued it so much I was afraid to wear it often. Out of fear of losing it, I had to go back. The plan was to go get my bracelet and a few clothes and leave. That night at the hotel, I started to think about everything. I was restless. So much on my mind. I began to think about those emails again. I started to feel a sense of empathy for his girlfriend. She was just a woman craving to be loved and appreciated, like so many of us. Although we had an altercation and she was with the man I loved, I felt bad for her. Give me a second. Okay. Let's see. I must admit, she seemed like a good girl. I was a predator in this situation too. I did prey on her being gullible as well. She was just a pick-me, I'm a good girl. She had a pick-me, I'm a good girl attitude. In the real world, sharks like Clay and myself at the time would smell a woman like her from a mile away. I see her type often. Those women brag about being a loyal good girl, staying at home, cooking, and making their own money. Those are all great attributes, but little do women know they are coming off as pick-me's. Those type of women are easiest to use and break down. Before my nana passed, she used to tell me often, never tell a man why you are a good catch and why he should pick you. He does not need to hear about how good of a woman you are. He needs to see how good of a woman you are for himself without hearing you tell him. That was the best advice she could have ever gave me when it comes to dating. When you tell a man how good you are, it will have the opposite effect because it comes off as someone who is looking for a man to appreciate you being a good girl. And he will do just that. Pretend to love the good about you because he knows exactly what you want. Then he will swoop in, pick you up, and drop you when he is done using you to his advantage. I wish I would have just taken my nana's advice about other aspects of dating because then I wouldn't be in this situation. I was thinking about all of that and how it applies so much to Clay's girl. I felt bad for her. I also started feeling guilty about dragging her when she had just given birth. I gave in, copied the number Clay gave me, and text her, "Hey, this is Destiny. I just want to say that I am sorry for putting my hands on you. Congratulations on the baby, and I wish you and Clay the best." She texts back right away, "Girl, it's cool, but I want my hit back for you bum rushing me." Laughing emoji. I have no problem with you, Destiny. Clay told me that he would always care for you and help you out if you ever needed it. I have a big heart and I don't care about him helping you. It only becomes a problem when he goes behind my back and do stuff like moving you in downstairs without telling me. You can go back there if you want. We already discussed it. You can stay, but him coming to visit you is not an option, period. I ain't about to look stupid again. I thought Clay was lying when he said she was okay with me coming back to the apartment. I couldn't believe it. His ass had the gift of gab. He actually convinced her to be okay with it. I told her I was leaving and no longer wanted the apartment. She said, "Okay, but you know he is about to blame me for this, right? For making you leave, right?" I didn't respond. Wow, either that girl was really understanding with a huge heart or just plain desperate and dick drunk. I was the same way, so I couldn't judge her. Clay had me accepting things I never thought I would. I ignored her text because I really didn't know how to respond. Let's see. I didn't know how to respond to that. I took a shower and went to sleep. My alarm went off at 6 a.m. The plan was to leave early, go to my apartment and get my things. I figured everyone would be sleeping, and that made me feel more comfortable about going back. I scheduled my ride and was picked up in 30 minutes. When I arrived at the apartment building, my palms started to sweat. I was nervous. I exited the vehicle and told the driver to wait. He told me it would be extra. I said no problem. I went inside the building and began walking to my apartment. I reached the door. I had entered the key and opened the door. When I opened the door, nothing could prepare me for what I saw next. I saw Clay in bed with his best friend, the guy he considers a brother. Clay was sleeping on his stomach with no clothes on. His best friend was next to him with his shirt off and he had on underwear. There they was, both sleeping in bed together, one with no clothes on and the other half naked. I snapped in rage again. I punched Clay so hard he fell on the floor and we began to tussle. Clay repeatedly said, "It's not what it looks like. Chill, shorty. It's not what it looks like." The commotion woke up his best friend, of course, and he grabbed me and slung me to the ground so hard I felt like my ribs were about to break. Clay said, "Yo, don't fucking sling her like that," and he punched him. They began fighting. I just knew the neighbors were going to call the police. I jumped in and started punching Clay's friend as well. After a few punches, I stopped and ran to the room to get my things so I could leave. I had to get the fuck out of there. All of a sudden, I feel someone come from behind and grab me. It was Clay. He said, "Let me explain." I told him he was a liar, and if he liked men, that's all he had to do was live in his truth. He didn't have to string two women along. He said, "Shorty, I swear to you, I am not gay." We got drunk. I was hot, so I took my clothes off. He hopped in the bed with me when I went to sleep. I told him I don't believe anything that comes out of his mouth anymore. I grabbed my bracelet and a few dresses and started to leave. He grabbed me again and began crying. He said, "Please, please don't do this. I fucking need you right now." I told him, "Let me go." He would not let me go. As he was holding me, I started looking around the apartment and I noticed blood was everywhere. In the midst of the rage, I didn't notice that we had beat his best friend so bad. I told Clay to go find his bro and go hold his boyfriend and let me go. He started crying hysterically. He told me to go. He let me go, and I fell to the ground and began screaming. He let me go and fell to the ground and began screaming. I looked at him for the first time and saw him for who he really was, a scared man that was lost in a world of lies and money. He couldn't be who he really wanted to be. I dropped my clothes and gave him a hug. I told him it was okay. I told him that I will not judge him. I said, take care of yourself. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for the way I just acted. It's okay. Don't cry. He just screamed repeatedly, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I said, okay, I believe you. But deep in my heart, I didn't believe him. However, I wanted to comfort him. I wanted to be okay. I wanted him to be okay. Even if he was a jerk to me at times, I told him that I would check up on him and I left. I also noticed that the police didn't come. I would hate to live in a place and someone breaks in and I scream for help. Seems like the neighbors literally mind their own business. Or maybe the apartment was soundproof. You couldn't hear anything. I was just grateful I didn't go to jail. Then I walked outside. I was pissed. My damn Uber left me. He was definitely getting 1 star. I scheduled another ride and waited on the bench outside. I began to think about everything that just happened and I began to cry. Why did I feel like Clay was the victim and I just did something wrong? Maybe it was because I attacked him for something that was really none of my business. He had the right to live and do whatever made him happy. Even if I didn't agree with it, it was still his right. I wasn't mad at the fact I caught Clay in bed with him. I was mad at the fact that he had been playing with my heart and hers. I received a text. It was Clay. Hey, I'm wiring 25 grand to your account right now. Let's see. You will get that every month until I pay you 100,000. I know you will keep what happened between us. I'm sorry. I know you will keep what happened tonight between us. I stood up and began to walk around. I was thinking about how I should respond. I didn't want to take his money and just keep it a secret. I told him to keep it, and he didn't have to worry about me saying anything. At the time, I really meant what I said about keeping his secret, but things changed. When I got back to my hotel, I cried for about an hour straight. The next day, I was on an airplane heading to a new city. I thought things would get better for me, and I was leaving Clay. I was leaving Clay, his secrets, and his lies behind. But I was wrong. The hell was just about to start. I found out a week later I was pregnant. Damn, what did I do to deserve this? To be continued. Okay, guys, that is The Queen of Lies Part 3. This is a fictional book. Of course, it's listed under fiction. And it's an anonymous writer, so we don't know who actually wrote the book. I just want you guys to go ahead and give your opinion on it. I guess I can tell y'all, if I think if it's not right, then that would mean somebody is really either smart or mentally ill. Because I see y'all, judging the person that wrote the book without even knowing who wrote it. But if the story was true, I'ma just say if, then that would be some crazy shit. I believe that some of it is real and some of it is fabricated. That's just the way I feel. I feel like it's very exaggerated so that it can be listed under fiction, but I think somebody put a little truth in there, and that's why it seemed like some slots are filled in. Like it feels like some of the things that we used to hear has been confirmed, stuff like that. So, I mean, that's just the way I look at the book as entertainment. I'm gonna tell y'all when I first started side-eyeing the book. When they said Leslie gave Clay, when they said she gave Clay's mother a kidney, I was like, come on, man, like what? And then her being pregnant twice. So, I mean, and then him being in a bed naked with his best friend, like some things seem exaggerated. Why would you be downstairs butt naked drinking, like so drunk that you was so hot, you took all your clothes off butt naked and your friend... Like, oh my God. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I just think the shit is exaggerated, but there is some truth in there. Now, if y'all can pick the truth from the lies, then, you got the story. That's how I feel about it. But this is all allegedly. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna keep this video short and sweet. and I'm gonna see you guys in the comments. You know, that's just, it is what it is. She said she's gonna be coming out with a part 4 soon, and y'all let me know if y'all want to hear that. And yeah, make sure y'all check out Jay Colombo. You feel me? Let's get it.
Living your life, and so many people care about what you do.
Clay,
you know
that public figure, did a couple of videos
I feel it though.
together,
People do shit like this so they can pay their bills and
basically he
try to make a living. So I feel him.
The day after, I believe he gave
just something. Not something I would do.
The ex.
I wouldn't be able to lie and just keep on like just making shit up. Like you don't
know me.
$3,000 of the $10,000 that he made with the other.
Cat. Never, nigga, never even seen, never just handed ever. The only girl I've ever handed that much money to is the mother of my children that's upstairs. You're true.
$1,000 of the $10,000 that he made with the other.
Cat. Never, nigga, never even seen, handed ever. The only girl I've ever handed that much money to is the mother of my children that's upstairs. You're tripping. Bugging. That's another lie.
So the public figure basically made
3,
him.
Nigga, that leaves me with 7, nigga. How you get 3? I get 7, nigga. Fucking talk about it. And I'm doing the fuck out of it.
Took those 10 stacks